Is it worth it to buy a box of Rosetta? Let's go ahead. We're going to open one up. Love the theme of this set. It has two classes in it. It has wizards and rune blades. It also has two talents, lightning and earth, which means we got 4 heroes total, right? We've got a lightning wizard and a lightning rune blade and a earth wizard and an earth rune blade. Even before you open a pack of Rosetta, the visuals are stunning. The pack art is gorgeous. These are those beautiful paper packs. And then in one of these booster box, right, you get 24 packs. And like most TCGs, they're randomized cards. And you're gonna have some different slots in here. So the first 11 cards that you get are going to be commons. And you can see common there on the bottom left. It's that C inside the gray circle. And so after you get through your 11 commons, we'll go a little bit slow in this first pack here just so you can enjoy some of this art, because man, Arya's art is gorgeous, very, very gorgeous. One of your commons there towards the back is an equipment piece. So you're getting 1 equipment in each pack. And then after that, you're gonna have 2 rare or higher cards. So you see in the bottom left there, that blue R is a rare. First one here is Smash Up, followed by Pop the Bubble. Now this slot is sometimes replaced by a Majestic card, which is the next level up for rarity. And then after that, you're gonna get a foil. So every single pack has a foil. Could be a common, a rare, Majestic. And then right behind that, oh no, oh my goodness, here, oh my goodness, what a great way to check out looking at a box. The next slot is there's actually 2 tokens. And sometimes that token, there you can see the little T at the bottom, sometimes the token is replaced with a higher rarity card. This is a Marvel. So you can see that purple triangle in the bottom left, which matches the sigil of lightning. And talk about glorious looking cards. Oh my goodness, what a way to start a box here. Sigil of lightning, we got a Marvel. Now it's not always a Marvel though that replaces that token slot. Sometimes it's a legendary card, sometimes it is a cold foil, could be a cold foil legendary. Other times it is what you call an expansion slot card. And those are cards that are not necessarily, well, not necessarily, they're not meant to be played with the characters within this set. So they're going to be for different classes or different talents or equipment that just doesn't work with characters in this set. And then the other option is that it could be a Marvel, like we just saw there. So we got 2 rares here in pack 2, followed by our foil. And here, actually, you can see we have a Majestic. That means it's not a token again. Here we have, this is one of the expansion slot cards. As you can see, it is for an illusionist legs equipment. There are no illusionists in this set that you can play. So that's exactly what I mean by it being an expansion slot card. Now it got a little bit thrown off by that Marvel here at the start, but again, Arya, I just love the visual setting here. Part of it, of course, is the colors. I talk about colors a lot, but look at this cool contrast here between a lightning card and an earth card. Here, of course, we've got that autumn decay coming along, and then once you get all those different colors in there, these cards are absolutely gorgeous. The foils look amazing. We'll take a little pause at the foil in this pack here. We're hopping over to our rares. Also fun first set where we're getting these meld cards, where we have these cards where you can play 2 sides of it if you want, but take a look at the foiling on that one. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. My favorite, I think actually Arya here, it's my favorite visual setting of any TCG, possibly of any game. I just really, really love the way that this set looks. Look at this, cool. You have the 4 different seasons there, and oh man, the purples, the colors, they're good. So anyways, the colors, they look really, really, really good. Now, of course, though, if you're looking to buy a TCG, you probably are thinking about more than just the beautiful colors in the cards. You're thinking about the gameplay. This is a card that has no gameplay purpose, but you can make a picture with it. This sometimes comes in that token slot as well. And so for the actual gameplay, though, I did have a chance over the weekend at the world premiere in Tampa. I got to play a lot of games of this, a lot of limited games, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a good time playing there. Now, of course, as many people have pointed out and have noticed, it seemed like the Earth characters had a little bit more consistency. Okay, they had a lot more consistency, but look at that sigil. Ooh, very cool. They had way more consistency in limited, but I think when you look at all these lightning cards, it seems like there's quite a bit of exciting things that they can do in constructed, which means I wouldn't count lightning out at this point. And even as people play more lightning in limited, especially draft, we're gonna see some more lightning making its way towards the top. So look at this, here we go. We got our first Majestic in the rare slot, Channel the Millennium Tree. Gorgeous extended art in the back there. I think all of this card look like this. Very, very fun, cool looking cards. Now these are gonna tease you as you're opening boxes. You're gonna think maybe I got a Marvel or something, but it's gonna trick you. It's just one of those picture cards. Again, it takes 9 of them and you can create a hero from it. Now personally, I like the play style of the 4 different heroes. The 2 Earth heroes are more defensive. Lightning is very, very fast. You know, the idea of burning out bright comes with it, but I like both of them. I like both the styles. I think they're both interesting. I have to dig through a couple more packs to try and find a token for the 4th hero here, and I'll show you all 4 heroes in just a second. I like the different play styles they have. I also visually like the way they look. I think they did a really good job of making the characters feel like what they're supposed to do. Now here was the 4th one I was looking for. We have our 2 lightning heroes in the back here, Aurora in Acilio. Very, very fast moving. One is the Runeblade and one is the Wizard. Very cool actually seeing that non-human character in there. And then on the Earth side you have Verdance as your Wizard hero and Florian as your Runeblade hero. And again, visually stunning, gameplay wise, I like them. Of course, we can't go into all the gameplay details here. There's a ton of content out there though you can watch from the world premiere, kind of what games look like for limited. But again, in constructed, it's gonna be much, much, much wilder. Now, when it comes to collecting, I feel like Rosetta, it's the set that I have been looking for. Oh my goodness, here's the thing right here. It's the set I've been hoping for since they started the madness. First thing here, we have a foil Majestic, Felling of the Crown. This foiling it's very, very cool if you see it in person. I don't know if I can quite capture it on camera, but the lighting, I don't know what it is they have in front of all their faces, a little golden square. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but wow, very, very cool looking card. Would love to get a playmat of that sometime. And then here we go right behind it. Arcanite Fortress, our legendary here, which works well with that old Arcanite skull cap. Finally, can't wait and hope to see in the future the legs and arms, hopefully to go with it. But very, very nice box here so far with a Marvel and a legendary, and then a very cool looking foil Majestic. But the reason I said that this feels like the set I've been hoping for since they started Master Set Madness is they've added things like cold foil weapons. You can now open cold foil weapons for your heroes in the packs, right? You can also they have some throwback Marvels like Briar, the young and adult versions. I love seeing those. I've been hoping for throwback Marvel chase cards for heroes or different cards in the past that are desirable that people didn't have a chance to get before. There's our next Majestic, Rampant Growth and Life. I'm also very, very excited, of course, about the Rosetta Thorn Marvel, a weapon Marvel. It's a big chase one. I hear there's only 100 of them in the world, so it's going to be very difficult to find if you're just trying to open a box or two, but I love it's there. And ultimately, I love it for all of these because it means that LSS, they're putting the chase cards that people want the most, right? For their blinged out hero, they want the hero card, they want the equipment, they want the weapon suite in cold foil or Marvel, and they're finally putting it where your average person has a chance of getting it right in a pack, right in a booster pack. So I love it. I love it. So you combine that with the gameplay, and all in all, as of now, Rosetta is my favorite Flesh and Blood set. We almost missed this majestic mental block. Had that while I was talking there. Now when it comes to whether or not you should buy a box, often we're thinking about value. And of course, here in this set, you can get a ton of play value from opening a box. Right? A box can be enough to do a draft with 8 people. So you get a bunch of friends, you can draft the set together. That's super fun. You can also play some sealed events. Now, one difference though is you can't do as many sealed events with this as you used to from one box. It used to be 6 packs would be enough for you to do a sealed pool. You could do that with 4 people, or you could play it twice with you and someone else. Now it takes 8 packs, so you only get 2 or 3 full pools from it. And I mean, I guess you can play with a group of 3, but it's not quite the same as having 4 where you can switch opponents. So it's a little bit different, but there's ways you can get around that, right? You can play sealed with your friend, you get 8 packs, and then after that, you can open 4 more and add that to your pool. And then you can mix it up and say you can't use the same hero you did the first time. There's things you can do to make it fun and still get a ton of value with playing with the cards that you're going to open, which of course I often suggest to people one of the best ways to make it worth opening a box. Now you will need to buy more than a box for a deeper constructed experience, specifically because you're not going to get a lot of Majestics from one box. You can already see here we are 3/4 of the way through our box. We've gotten 4 non-foil Majestics, 1 foil Majestic. Definitely not enough to give you a really good feel for what these characters can actually do in Constructed, especially when you consider that one of the Majestics is for a character not in the set, and then we have 2 Wizard and Earth cards. So you got characters in here that you don't have any of the Majestics to play with or add and manipulate. And if you don't have the Majestics, then you don't really get that constructed, full constructed feel anyways. You get a taste for it, but not the full deal. And of course, there's a chance, you know, if you're getting 1 box, even in case there's a chance you don't get any legendaries. Fortunately, we did get 1 here, but again, the big excitement and fun with that card is going to be when it's combined with the other Arcanite Skullcap. Otherwise, you just don't quite get the full goodness of that card yet. So you gotta get some more singles and stuff if you're looking for that full constructed experience. Look at this, Arc Lightning. Here's our first Lightning Majestic, Lightning Runeblade. Very fun. I had somebody play that one against me and do very well with it. As far as monetary value, most boxes are gonna be worth less than the cost of the box. It's just the way it is, but some of the boxes are gonna be worth way more. And then you're gonna get a few boxes that are gonna be right there at even. So before you decide to buy a box or not buy a box, you should ask yourself some questions. Right here's some that I like to ask. And the first one is, how much does variance matter to you? Variance being the variation that you can get within the cards from a box or a case. And Fab, I asked this specifically with Fab because the variance is huge. When you have rarities like Legendary and Marvel, which you're not necessarily going to get in any box, and again, sometimes not even in a case, the range of variance can be very, very large. And so if you're the kind of person who is just going to feel terrible, you're going to feel heartbroken if you get one of the bad boxes that doesn't have some of those higher end pieces in it, you want to take that into consideration before you grab something. Another question to ask is, do you care about the fancy foils? Do you care about these big shiny cards? Because a lot of the value from opening boxes, the monetary value, is tied up in those cards. Now, me personally, I love them. 1, as a collector, but 2, even as a player. Like, I love having the really cool looking cards to play with, and I know a lot of other people do too. But if you're the kind of person who just doesn't really care about that at all, maybe getting the box isn't the right thing. You're gonna get the actual cards you want to have for your gameplay a lot easier with singles. Next, a good question to ask yourself is, how much do you enjoy the box opening experience? I personally get a lot of fun just from the process of opening cards. A lot of other people don't. And you know, one reason is it does take a lot of time with sorting and moving things around. At the same time, opening a high rarity card is priceless. And you know, there's something you just can't get that feeling when you go and buy the single. It's not the same as when you open that cool Wild Chase card yourself. And on the flip side though, right, as we all know, buying singles to build your deck is going to cost less. Overall for me, in my opinion, getting a box of Rosetta is worth it, at least getting one. My general philosophy is that for a set you like, for a game that you like, buying 1 to 4 boxes is a great start. You get a chance at some big hits at 4 boxes, so if you get a case for this, you're going to get most of a common and rare playset. It's not going to be complete because there are a lot of rares, and sometimes you're just not going to get the right pitches. The variants won't line up perfectly for you. And as I've said, it is a really fun experience to play limited, to play sealed, to play draft, and then have the opportunity that maybe you're going to get some bigger cards along with it. Other nice thing is that if you grab a box and you play a little bit with the heroes you have in here, you then have a chance to go and look for the rest of the singles you want, and you'll have a better idea which heroes you like the most. Because you might think you like one hero, but then after you sit down and play with them, you realize, you know, I actually would prefer to build this one. So it might actually save you a little bit of money if you have a better idea of which play style you like the most. This is the last pack of the box. Let's take a look at what we get here, and then we'll do a little bit of a recap. It looks like we have, I believe, one of these different cards. We'll see it in a second, but first we have Eclectic Magnetism. So that's our second Lightning Majestic. This one is also very fun. I think it's going to be great for Constructed. A very cool looking foil second strike. And then here we go. We have this set collector card. Take a look at that. On the back, it tells you what is in Rosetta. This is something for your binder, right? You can put this on the outside of your binder. Have a nice wall of binders. It's clear you know what set is in there. Very cool. They also have a cold foil version of this where the whole front is cold foil. And yeah, I don't know, they're just adding all these cool little details here between these and the different art pieces. So in this box, we got 6 non-foil Majestics, which is the average that I've found over Flesh and Blood sets. And then we got 1 foil Majestic, so right there we hit the average pretty well. We did have 1 legendary. There are 5 different legendary cards in this set, and as long as this set is similar to previous ones, you get each legendary about once in every 20 boxes. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be about 1 in every 4 boxes for a legendary this time around. Now Marvels, this set, there are 24 of them. So I have no idea what the hit rate is going to be on these Marvels, but pretty nice to get a legendary and a Marvel in the same box. Now, if you're somebody who wants to open some boxes, but you want to avoid the worst variants possible, I have a couple options for you. The first is I offer what I call second chance box breaks, where 8 people will purchase a box. And then from those 8 people, so we open 2 cases, and then whoever opens the worst box that has the least amount of monetary value in it, they get a second box. We'll call it the second chance box, because it's no fun to be sitting at the table and you see all the other boxes around you get a Marvel or a Legendary or an Extended Art Majestic or some other cool wild thing, and then you get that one box that just doesn't have any of the good stuff in it. So I have that second chance box breaks. Those are set up over for Rosetta at mastersetmadness.com. And if you're somebody who plans on opening a lot of boxes, you might want to consider my patron case breaks. If I open a case for you here on the channel and you get less than $300 in value in your case, which means maybe you missed all the Marvels, you didn't get any legendaries, maybe you got a legendary but you got the worst one and you got it in rainbow foil. If that happens to you, if it's under $300 in value, I will give you an extra box that we'll open here as well. Details for that can be found on my Patreon via the link below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy Rosetta as much as I am enjoying it. I can't wait to start filling up the binder with these beautiful, beautiful cards. We'll see you next time. Peace.